starts, the whistle goes, we're underway here. Scott Burgess comes into midfield, Luke Joyce and Jake Taylor make up the rest of the three, and up front David Amu, Richie Bennett and David Worrell. As Vale attack from right to left as we look at it, right on the halfway line from this main stand. We're in the lower tier of this main stand at Valley Parade. There's already under pressure Port Vale. There's a slip on the edge of the penalty area from Christian Montano, but the referee Graham Salisbury, all in black on the edge of the centre circle, blows his whistle sharply and says that Montano is having his shirt pulled, and it's a free kick for Port Vale. So Scott Brown will pace out of his 18-yard box, pick up the ball, spot it and clear long, no doubt. So the two full-backs tonight, James Gibbons back in the side at right back, Christian Montano at left back. Ray Williams, as I said, that pleases you?
It does indeed, yeah. I mean, I like James Gibbons, I make no bones about it. He's tenacious, he's a good defender, he's got bags of energy, good energy, gets up and down and lends himself to attack when he does get forward. I'm not sure about Christian Montano. You say it was a slip, a foul, but I think it was a slip on his part. He took a chance, didn't he, of being caught in possession. I think we do have a problem at left back because too many goals are being conceded from that area.
Ball up in the air on the halfway line. Ray Williams, former Vale striker, with you on BBC Radio Stoke tonight, DAB digital radio. 3 live commentary games for you this evening on this midweek sports special. As Montano, under pressure here, does ever so well to clears a crossfield ball out to the right, which Amu won't keep in play as it runs across the halfway line and out for a throw-in.
Now that frightens me. You say he did ever so well. He did, because he was in an awfully tight situation, but he didn't half take a risk, you know.
Again.
I thought he's going to play it back to the goalkeeper, and they'd anticipated that move.
2 minutes on the clock, 0-0. Matt Sandoz and Ray Williams here at Valley Parade as the ball again on the halfway line, brought down by Bradford inside the centre circle. A nice touch by Cook, and he starts to move the ball forward out to the left. He finds Ate back in towards the halfway line. Ball flicked forward once more by Cook, high up in the air with the outside of the right boot. Gathered by Gibbons and cleared over on the far side by Joyce. It's just not sticking with the Vale at the moment as it comes their way up front. Bradford getting possession back very easily.
Bennett was rocking on his heels. All the Bradford player had to do was stick a foot out, and he just made contact with the ball and it was cleared. Bennett's got to stick his foot out, be first to it.
Bradford have it across the their own 35-yard line, if you like, and then clear up towards the halfway line, and it's gathered well and comfortably by Vaughan, who peels away and gives the ball into the centre circle, and Vaughan continues his run out on the right. Doesn't get it, but the ball's played in behind Montano, but there's too much on it, and it'll run out for a Port Vale goal kick. 3 minutes gone, 0-0, BBC Radio Stoke. The referee tonight, Graham Salisbury. The fourth official just down below in between the two technical areas is Barry Gordon, and the referee Graham Salisbury, 9 games he's officiated this season and dished out 35 yellow cards in 9 games, so likes to flash the yellow card. Hasn't shown a red yet, and his last game he officiated again for Port Vale was Port Vale 2, Cheltenham 2 on the 15th of December last year. Vale have not won in the last 5 matches under this referee. That was a 2-1 win against Sheffield United back in October 2015. So let's think and hope that things could change for John Askey and Port Vale this evening. Richie Bennett heads the ball down again, won back by Bradford. He'll divine this time, back to his goalkeeper O'Donnell. O'Donnell first time off the left boot over the halfway line, flicked on by Vaughan. There's leg to prod it forward, but only as far as Ate going forward, falls down 25 yards out from goal. No free kick, says the referee, as Amu has it on the far side, lofts a high ball forward, and well, that is just cheap possession giveaway by David Amu. No one around for the Vale. Richie Bennett had dropped short to receive the ball, but it went over the top of his head. Richie Bennett just watches it soar over his head as Bradford play it forward, and Scott Brown gathers this one inside his penalty area.
What I'm seeing here from Bradford, Matt, is that James Vaughan, who's been a thorn in our side for all the clubs that he's played
a thorn in our side.
A thorn in our side, yeah. They're looking to hit him quite early on.
Well, here come Vale on a rare break out to the left with Worrell. Now he's got time here. Can he put in a good delivery? He's got Bennett in the middle. Worrell drags one into the far post. That was a whisker wide of the far post. I think everybody thought, including ourselves in the commentary box, he was going to drill that across the 6-yard box. Whether he was or not, and he meant that shot, I don't know. Caught everybody off guard, but just must have shaved the upright on the goalkeeper's left post.
I'm confused as to what he was trying to do there. Well, I think he was trying to cross it, but cross with pace, and he didn't half. He just must have caught it with his outside of his foot, and it was always going near to that far post. And like you say, I think it almost shaved the far post. The goalkeeper didn't react, did he? He thought this was a cross coming in, and then saw it late.
Well, he didn't half hit it, and that would have been a shock start to the game. 5 minutes on the clock, 0-0, but Worrell coming the closest for Port Vale and either side tonight here at Valley Parade on BBC Radio Stoke.
What Bradford have done already as well is that the use of Vaughan, he's going to stand with Nathan Smith and he's going to say, I'll battle you all day. Legg is free, and you would hope that Legg would be the marker in that case, but of course he doesn't want to play on this left hand side, so it's clever by Vaughan.
Port Vale go away to MK Dons in the FA Cup after the draw was made last night, and MK Dons are trailing away at Rochdale in the Tuesday night football as Leon Legg has it inside the Vale half, takes 2 or 3 strides forward and moves it out to the right to a move, first time back to Gibbons. Now Legg once more over on the far touchline. Leon Legg right close to him is Gibbons, doesn't use him, drills it forward again. Easy header for the Bradford City defence as they get it clear, but it's popped back forward by Port Vale and it's taken on the bounce by Amu on the far side, heads towards the corner flag, then checks, cuts back to Joyce now, midway inside the Bradford half. He looks up, diagonal raking ball out to the left. Will it reach Worrell? It doesn't. It's taken away from Worrell by the head of Kelvin Mellor and out for a Port Vale throw 10 yards from the corner flag on this near side. 0-0 the score.
Now I did say that I was looking forward to the Gibbons Worrell link up down the right hand side, and of course Worrell's now playing on the left with Amu on the right. Perhaps during the game they can swap.
Just to make life easier for you.
Well, no, I tell you, yeah, I used to play wide at some time, and I had the instructions: go and play against a fullback as you fancy most, and I'd switch over.
Montano with the throw on this near side. That looks like it's come off the leg of Devine, and it has, and it's the first corner of the evening, and it's gone to Port Vale. So an opportunity here for Port Vale to send the heavy artillery forward, and Leon Legg just jogs towards the 18-yard box. Really like a heavyweight boxer how he moves. Looks quite clumsy, but certainly got some power and physicality with these opportunities. He's waiting, he's putting his arm in the air now. Bennett's around him, waiting for this delivery from Worrell. Worrell raises the right arm in front of the Vale supporters, and it comes towards the near post. Leon Legg's there, and it's hit the top of the crossbar. Leon Legg with a right foot volley, 7 yards out, and I swear that's just hit the top of the crossbar and gone over. So close.
Yeah, you can swear it certainly did hit the top of the crossbar. Great training ground move that was, because Legg was stationed right on the corner of the D, and he made a near post run, completely unmarked. He left his marker. Delivery was excellent, and I thought he'd scored.
I thought he had as well. I was just about to call goal as that ball just went like in slow motion towards the top left-hand corner, and then just went over the top of the crossbar and clipped it as it went through. And the Vale fans in that top left-hand corner to us right at the moment will be pleased with that. The last couple of minutes of play, David Worrell coming close and Leon Legg as well, certainly firing a warning shot across the bow of second place Bradford in the League 2 table. 0-0 the scoreline on BBC Radio Stoke. Blackpool 0, Wycombe Wanderers 1. Vale take on Oldham at the weekend at Vale Park. That match live on BBC Radio Stoke of course as well, as the ball breaks for Nathan Smith. First time pass out to Worrell on this near touchline. Good little ball in quickly to the feet of Bennett, who lays it and gets it out towards Burgess. Now here is Amu coming forward on the right foot, clips in a ball. It's just behind everybody, but will it fall for Taylor? Taylor tries to bring it down. His foot was high. Referee says play on as Bradford come away with the ball over the halfway line. John Askey watches this attack, hoping that it doesn't come to anything for the home side, and well, courtesy of Christian Montano, it doesn't, because he defended ever so well there against Ismail, and Worrell has possession for Port Vale. 0-0 the scoreline, but the two best chances of the game have come to John Askey's team, Ray Williams.
They have indeed. Montano, unfortunately he's limping, he's had a knock, but he's stood up well to the tackles that he's had to make. He's just give John Askey a thumbs up. In other words, it was just a kick on the ankle. But I wanted Port Vale to start out the blocks well, and they've certainly done that.
High ball from the Bradford goalkeeper, Richard O'Donnell, headed forward by Nathan Smith, cleared as it drops down on the halfway line by Kelvin Mellor, and that will be gathered by the Bradford manager, Gary Bowyer, on this near side on the edge of his technical area. He spoke very highly of John Askey and his assistant Dave Kevin in the build-up to this match, saying that it will be another tough game for his side. John Askey and Dave Kevin, his assistant, are two great footballing men. He went on to say they are a very well organised team who are compact and carry a huge threat at the top end of the field. Well, he will have seen that huge threat early on in the first 10.5 minutes of this match, with Leon Legg and David Worrell coming close for Port Vale. It's 0-0 at the moment with the ball out of play over on the far side, and James Gibbons just collects it on the bounce from the ball boy and will prepare to take a throw in on the halfway line.
Gary Bowyer come from Blackpool, if I stand corrected, and that's perhaps why Kelvin Mellor's here, because he came from Blackpool, didn't he?
He did. Southend 1, Doncaster Rovers 0. Southend have appointed Sol Campbell as their new manager today, as Gibbons, with his left foot over on the far touchline, just hooks it out of play for a Bradford throw-in midway inside their own half. So no other goals to tell you about in our other featured matches. We will keep you up to date this evening. As the ball comes in from a Bradford throw, James Vaughan is there grappling with David Amu, and Amu was holding on to the Bradford captain. You can see it from here, it was all on the other side of the pitch. The referee was only 10 yards away, blew his whistle for a free kick, which they've taken quickly. Still on the halfway line here. It's with Mellor, back to O'Connor, forward into Vaughan, who just comes to meet the ball ahead of Joyce, and Vaughan already looking lively, peeling off the defence and dropping short. A lot of movement from James Vaughan, as Bradford have it inside their own half here with Richards Everton. Bradford quite content here to stroke the ball around inside their own half. Vale just keeping their shape and now pressing and force the press. It's good play by the Vale, that. It's forced Bradford to overplay it out for a throw-in on this near side right in front of John Askey. So Vale move up through the pitch. 0-0 the score, 12 gone.
Well, you say that Bradford as a side are content to keep the ball. I've noticed the crowd are quiet. And it's a big crowd, isn't it? And it's a big stadium with big atmosphere. And Port Vale have actually quietened them down.
They have. They've done their job. That looked like handball from Bennett. The crowd thought so too. The referee agreed, blows his whistle, free kick, and he's got nothing to argue about there. It was a blatant handball from Richie Bennett, and he's just thrown the ball away.
You weren't there Saturday, were you? Saturday, after the shirt pull by Crooks, I thought it was Bennett who'd actually done the shirt pull, because he was on the referee for the rest of the game, the entire game. Even when they were coming off, he was on the referee. And like you say, he got no argument there.
David Worrell heads the ball out from the free kick. Bradford throw. Just some news for you if you've just tuned into BBC Radio Stoke tonight. Welcome. It's 0-0 the scoreline here at Bradford Vale. Boris Johnson has lost a vote on his Brexit bill timetable by 322 votes to 308. It comes after Johnson's Brexit bill was passed earlier in the Commons. The Prime Minister says the Conservatives' policy is still to leave the EU on October the 31st despite the setback. Bradford have got the ball on the halfway line, and Jake Taylor just standing and holding onto the shirt, was he? Yeah, the referee says so. Free kick again to Bradford. Just getting a little bit ragged, the Vale, as they look to get the ball back quickly. Just a little bit of enthusiasm, but I don't think John Askey will mind that too much. It's a good start by Port Vale, and Joyce does well there with a little bit of skill and flicks the ball over his head in field to Leon Legg. He had to know Leon Legg was there, otherwise he would have provided a very nice opportunity for Otey to dive in towards the penalty area, but good clearance by the Vale. Plymouth 1, Leyton Orient 0, Millwall 0, Cardiff City 1. Gary Rowett, the new Millwall manager, is not getting off to a good start as Cardiff lead by a goal to nil. Here's Bennett, lip of the centre circle inside the Bradford half in a central position as the ball is picked up by Joyce, and he just gives it away and puts some pressure on Burgess there, and fortunately Vale get it back and move into the penalty area outside of the right foot. Well, I don't know, that was ambitious from David Amu. Perhaps had better options. It was never really going to score from that sort of angle. Goalkeeper easy gather at his near post. 0-0.
I like to see that from Amu though. He's predominantly a right foot, and he's happy to come in on his left. It was ready for a left foot shot, but he decided to take with the right foot outside, hoping to swerve it in. But the angle was too tight, and the goalkeeper comfortably made the save.
Bradford haven't really got into the Vale half, have they, in the last 10 minutes or so? They've been quite all right and comfortable in possession around the halfway line, but if you were to drop down from outer space and say which one's the home team, you'd have said the Vale at the moment. They look comfortable, they look in control. Bradford a little rattled, but they've got a throw in here, level with the edge of the Vale penalty area, and it looks like it's going to be a long one from Calvin Mellor. 0-0 the scoreline. 15 minutes gone on BBC Radio Stoke. Mellor with the long throw, headed away by Smith. It will drop down on the edge of the D. Back in first time by Bradford. Out comes Brown, flags up as it comes back towards him as he punches. Offside decision, free kick for Port Vale. They defend that well as well.
Yes. Brown doing the professional there. He punched the ball with one hand and he punched the back of Vaughan's head with the other. Always going to get away with it, but he let him know he's there.
Well, Vaughan's had a little bash to the bonds, and he's probably seen 1 or 2 stars after being clattered by Scott Brown. Well, that's not a bad thing, because I think he's looked the liveliest of the forward players for Bradford, so maybe that might just rock him on his heels just a little bit. I have noticed, Ray, when you look around, whilst we got this little stoppage in play here, that the Bradford colours, it looks very much like, I've never seen a Harry Potter film, but I've seen the merchandise. It looks like the scarves from Hogwarts, the Bradford scarves. Well, look the lady to your left.
Yeah, it's no good me looking, because I haven't watched any Harry Potter films.
Surely you must know.
No.
Hogwarts scarves.
No.
Okay. Well, we're back on here, and Scott Brown just cleared straight out of play to the far side, and Bradford taking the throw, and it's lumped forward, and I'd say can't get there. And Mood tries to head it on as Port Vale clear, and Richie Bennett tries to spin away from his man on the far side, Richards Everton, and there's a bit of grappling from both parties over on the far side, and the referee says get on with it. It's a throw into Port Vale as Bradford clear their lines. 0-0, and Gibbons with the throw. Burgess drops short, gets the ball, gets it back after a nice bit of triangular football, puts in the cross, and it's fallen to Bennett, 12 yards out, finds Worrell. Worrell thought about shooting, now he does, and Worrell's found the back of the net. It's been coming from Port Vale. The Port Vale fans celebrate, and David Worrell heads towards the corner flag. His teammates follow him, and they all get in a huddle. Bradford cannot be surprised by this, because Port Vale have been excellent in the first 17.5 minutes. Here at Valley Parade, it's Bradford 0, Port Vale 1.
Well, that was a terrific goal, and it was no more than Port Vale deserved. The build-up was down the right-hand side, the ball was crossed in, and it found its way to Bennett's feet, but he's got his back to goal, and he was trying desperately to turn and get off on his centre, but it was one of them where you could see the avenue where he could bend it in at that far post, and he did just that. It was a super finish, and really well played Bennett for his build-up in that.
Yeah, it's lovely football on the far side, popping the ball around first time, first touch, cross in. Worrell with the finish. He had to be composed, and he was.
I think it was Burgess, wasn't he, who crossed the ball initially to Bennett, and he took a good position and spotted the danger well.
Vale fans at the far side on their feet, singing and celebrating as Port Vale lead on Tuesday night football by a goal to 0 against a Bradford team that were looking to go top of the table tonight. It's been a good start and thoroughly deserved.
I liked it even better because we were right behind the ball, weren't we? And we could see as soon as it left his foot that it was destined for the back of the net.
Bradford try and get in behind on the Vale left, and they can't, as it's gone out for a throw-in, and James Vaughan's gone down again, about 12 yards inside the Vale half. And he's having a word with the referee as if to say something off the ball had happened. Maybe he'd just been barged to the ground to slow his movement forward down.
Well, he's getting as good as he gives. He's had a clout from Brown, and he's had another clout in the back of the head, and he's really complaining bitterly to the referee. I need some protection.
Throw in for the Vale. Montano back to Smith. To Montano again on this near touchline. Drives the ball over the halfway line. Allowed to bounce by O'Connor, the number 6 for Bradford. Back he goes to his goalkeeper. His touch was heavy, and there's pressure from the Vale here as they try and play it out, Bradford. Well, they do play it out and do so well, and the Bradford supporters appreciate it, but it was harem scarum. It could have been disaster, Ray.
They got away with it, shall we say. I don't know whether they were meant to, but the crowd had you could sense that the noise building up, as if to say, get shut.
1-0 the Vale lead on BBC Radio Stoke. David Worrell in the 18th minute of the match. Matt Sandoz and Ray Williams, your commentary team here tonight at Valley Parade. We'll have reaction for you, as we always do, on the full-time whistle, but still plenty of football in this one tonight as Bradford try and get back on level terms, but Montano reads the danger, gets the ball out of his feet quickly, gets it back from Bennett on the halfway line, then switches the play out to the right. They're really moving this ball well tonight, Port Vale. A move attacking the penalty area, puts in the cross, cleared by Bradford's defence, and Bradford come away with it, and an urge to pile forward on the counter-attack here, but the ball shown too much by Akpan to Joyce, and Joyce puts in a crunching challenge, and Vale break once more with Gibbons to Amu, who's drifted offside. He needed to be a little bit cleverer there, David Amu. He had all the line to look across, and the referee stuck his flag up, free kick. But
I don't know whether the crowd are urging them forward or they're actually showing a displeasure, really. It's a case of, oh, get on with it. We're really pressurising them, aren't we?
Well, they are. Vale are playing very well.
And what I like to see is we're winning the 50-50 balls as well. Well done, Nathan Smith.
Bradford, midway inside the Vale half. Oh, there's a slip by Montano. We've seen that a couple of times from him at left back tonight. Ball driven in, chance from 7 yards out. It's up in the air, and Brown will gather that one. No real threat to Port Vale goal on this occasion. But again, Christian Montano, I don't know whether he needs to change his boots.
I was just going to say exactly the same thing. Has he got the right? They all wear blades now, don't they? But notice before the kickoff that part of the pitch was very heavily watered, wasn't it?
Plymouth 2, Leyton Orient 0. Elsewhere in League One tonight, it's Blackpool 0, Wycombe 1, Bristol Rovers 0, Bolton Wanderers 1, Rochdale 1, MK Dons 0, and Southend 1, Doncaster Rovers 1. And it's a free kick for Bradford.
We've rattled the crowd as well, Matt.
That's exactly what John Askey wants. Midway through the first half, Vale leading by a goal to 0. Bradford coming forward here, Richie Bennett winning the ball, but no, the referee said he fouled, I think it was Richard Deverton on his way through, and it's a free kick. And is it a yellow card for Richie Bennett? He's talked himself, if it is a yellow card, he's talked himself into this, because when he got the handball incident and he threw the ball away, the referee had a word with him then he's just been penalised for a challenge, and he's just kicked the ball away again. So if he doesn't get a yellow card, he's a very lucky boy.
Well, he's got away with a telling off, hasn't he?
Well, that'll tell you from the Bradford fans, the boos, what they think about that. I think he's now on a tightrope. Anything else, he's getting a yellow. That's what he's just been told there. Free kick to Bradford then. About 15 yards inside the Vale half on the left for Bradford. It's going to be an in-swinger. It's deep, it's high. Comes Brown, thought about coming, then he did, and then he missed the ball, and two players collide, one of which is Brown. The ball runs behind the byline and out for a goal kick. So a real scrappy affair that was, as Scott Brown came. He thought about it, he hesitated, then he went back to his goal line, came out again, and as he scrambled for the ball, bundled to the floor by James Vaughan, and a goal kick.
Bit of Rugby World Cup there, Matt.
It was a little bit, wasn't it?
But you're not supposed to take the player out in mid-air.
No. Madrid, Atletico Madrid beat Bayer Leverkusen 1-0 earlier on in the Champions League today. As Vale lead by a goal to 0. Burgess heads it forward on the edge of the centre circle. And Bradford get it clear, but Burgess still chasing to try and win it back as the home side now get it down on the ground over on the far touchline. Infield, nice football again by Bradford, but not really making any inroads at all in this Vale midfield and defence, as Mellor now picks it up for Bradford. First time ball back as David Worrell put the fear of God into him as he came chasing and harassing him. Oh, there's a miss by a leg on the edge of the penalty area for Vaughan. Vaughan turns, striker's instinct shoots, blocked by the Vale defence. Richie Bennett can't hold it up. One back by Mellor, nice little layoff by Cook, back to Mellor.
That's where it needs to stick, Matt, isn't it?
It is. This is real high intensity by Port Vale, though. I've got to say, I'm really impressed with the way that they are sticking at this. It's just also that you think, have they got the legs to keep this up for 90 minutes? Bradford are quite keen to get the ball on the ground, but they're not really doing anything with it. Vale are pouncing as they come forward. Now a move down the right. He looks like he's in the mood, but loses possession. He's in David Amoud tonight, I think. As Bradford have it with Akpan. Midway inside the Bradford half, closed down by Joyce. Again, brilliant by the Port Vale midfield, really putting the squeeze on Bradford when they're in possession, and just taking away that first pass as Bradford try and get it away quickly through midfield. The pressure from Port Vale is just making them think, and they have to turn and go back to their defence as the ball breaks here for the home side now. Edge of the penalty area, good sliding block by Leon Legg. It was Ote who struck the ball with his right foot. Ball breaks out to this near touchline. 1-0 the Vale lead. Vale, the chance from the Vale supporters on the far side of the field. As here come Bradford once more with Ismail. A little step over from him. Nice this from Ismail. He's into the penalty area. Can anyone stop him? Eventually the Vale defence can. He almost walked his way through the 18-yard box. But Vale get it clear, and courtesy this time of Montano up towards the halfway line. Bennett making a nuisance of himself. Bradford headed out for a Vale throw. John Askey just offers a little round of applause to Richie Bennett for leading the line like a battering ram from Christian Montano's clearance. Throw into the white shirts of Port Vale on this near side. They lead by a goal to nil. 26.5 minutes of the first half gone, and the Bradford fans getting a little tetchy with Christian Montano as he takes his time to deliver this throw. Bennett can't help it along. Bradford scoop it up at the back, and it goes to the goalkeeper O'Donnell, all in green, clears with his left foot high over the halfway line. Nathan Smith meets the ball. Looks like that came off Vaughan, and Vaughan looks to the linesman as if to say, what you're talking about, but everybody could see that it came off the Bradford captain, and Vale have a throw in. They move up the pitch.
I have to say, some professional football swear black's white, don't they?
They will do. Black. You know, I don't know how many's in here tonight, but several thousand all could see that came off James Vaughan's head. Bradford, edge of the centre circle inside their own half. Cook turns, spins. Nice little turn from Ismail away from Montano, and then Worrell brings him down for a free kick midway inside the Port Vale half, right on this near touchline. The Bradford fans just trying to get behind the home side here as they see an opportunity from this set piece.
Worrell's doing exactly the same. That was a dive, he says, and it was a clear push.
Clear. They all try it. They all try it. 0-0 in our other featured games tonight, and this will be a free kick by Connor Wood, the left back, so this will be an in-swinger right on this near touchline. All the players lined up on the edge of the 18-yard box, and that is an in-swinger, and Joyce is the first to reach it and get it clear. Bradford have got it back inside the centre circle, so Vale have got some good distance on the clearance. Diagonal ball out to the left by the home side, headed out by Gibbons for a throw-in to the Bantams. And a throw-in about 25 yards out from Scott Brown's goal in front of the Vale supporters on the far side of the ground. Gary Bowyer, the Bradford manager, looks like he's scribbling some notes down in the technical area down below us as Bradford look to try and get him behind the Vale on the right. Cross comes in, Leon Legg gets it away, picked up by Mellor. Mellor urged to shoot, does. It looks like he's got a touch from Gibbons on the way through, and it's a corner. The roar of the crowd will tell you that Bradford have got a set piece here, their first of the evening here in Yorkshire.
The drums are going now. They feel as though Bradford are getting back into this game.
Well, they're starting just to get a foothold in the last couple of minutes.
It's understandable that Port Vale, the pressure that we're putting on, they're working ever so hard. They can't maintain that for 90 minutes, and
comes the corner.
There's bound to be a lull in the proceedings because we were all over them.
Corner came in, headed away at the near post, back in once more from the far side. Once more again, the Vale get it clear. Ball struck by Ismail, and it's Ricochet back towards him on this near side now. Will he take on Montano? He's thinking about it. Montano's not got the best of footwear on tonight. In comes the cross as he seems to be slipping all over the place, the Vale makeshift left back this evening. Bennett on the volley gets it clear. That is like a rugby kick when you're right on your own try line and you need to get it clear into the opposition half. It had such height on it.
Well, we can push out now. I mean, I don't mind giving the ball away like that.
Yeah, such height and distance on it, and it just puts the ball back in towards the Bradford half with the goalkeeper O'Donnell. O'Donnell gets it clear. Smith heads it down only as far as Mellor, 10 yards inside the Vale half, into the feet of Akpan. Akpan now Ismail. Ismail on this near side, taking on Montano, showing him inside, and Ismail takes it onto his right now towards the byline. Looks to dig out the cross, then he slips.
He hasn't got a right. He hasn't got a right foot, Matt. That's painfully obvious. I hope Montano sussed that out.
Well, Montano stood up this time, but the ball inside the Vale penalty area. Akpan shoots, blocked by Leon Legg. Worrell gets it clear. Bennett's going to miss and does, goes down, wins a free kick. Bradford fans not happy, thought he went down a little bit too easily, but he was clever. Knew the touch was coming in from O'Connor as he was about to bring the ball under control, went to ground, took a little bit of pressure off the Vale defence. They will get this clear as we have 14 minutes of the first half remaining, and Vale lead here against promotion chasing Bradford by a 1-0. David Worrell in the 18th minute.
I'm seeing a better Richard Bennett tonight, actually, Matt.
Swansea 0, Brentford 1 in the Championship. Birmingham 1, Blackburn Rovers 0. Portsmouth 1, Lincoln 0. And Southend 1, Doncaster Rovers 2. Vale on the attack on the far side. Ball whipped in, looking for Bennett, headed away by the Bradford defence. Joyce is first there, and he went forward, and it was the long leg of Hope Akpan that brought him down. And it's a free kick right of centre, about 25 yards out from the Bradford goal. Now, will Vale have a crack from here, Ray Williams?
I think Richie Bennett fancies this on his left foot.
I think he does. The goalkeeper just setting up his wall, of which there are 4 Bradford players in there at the moment. Maybe 1 or 2 might come to join them. Well, 1 peels away, there's now 3. But
well, you know, Richie Bennett isn't in the area for dinking and across. You know he's going to welly this.
He is. The white boots of Richie Bennett spot the ball up, and he takes 3 steps back, leans back on his heels, and he just tells the referee to make sure that wall is 10 yards. David Worrell around the ball as well. Richie Bennett, Vale lead by a 1-0. Strikes the ball, it's taken a deflection off the wall on the way through, and it's a Vale corner, their second of the match. Not a bad effort, it keeps the pressure inside the Bradford penalty area, and Vale move again once more the big guns forward. And Leon Legg came ever so close inside the first 6 minutes of the game from a right-footed volley, clipped the top of the crossbar. What's going to happen here? That was a good training ground move that we saw on the first instance. Have they been working on other set plays? 2 around the corner flag at the moment.
They've got 2 on the ball, so they've got 2 defenders out the way.
In it comes, it's played short to the edge of the penalty area, and it was.
We got away with it again.
Another training ground move. Jake Taylor this time striking the ball as no one came around to meet him. It just drilled into the Bradford defence, the shot. Not a great shot by Jake Taylor, but again, Vale having plenty of space and time from their corners and set pieces. Bradford on the counter-attack now, and the ball play forward is too far ahead of Ate, and out for a Vale goal kick. Vale are enjoying the night so far.
Well, I should think so. I'm enjoying it, so there's no reason why they shouldn't be. That was actually the same move, only on the other side, that one match, but suss it.
Tottenham 2, Svedstad 0, Burton Albion 1, Wimbledon 0, QPR 1, Reading 1. Latest scores: Tranmere trail at Sunderland by 2-0, and Scunthorpe 1, Exeter 1.
In a way, Matt, this is the exact opposite to how Saturday's game was unfolding. You know, that Stevenage were bottom of the league, so there's a big difference between league positions. Bradford have not expected this, I'm telling you now.
They haven't.
They have not expected this performance from Port Vale 1 iota.
West Brom 0, Barnsley 1, Newport 0, Crawley Town 1. latest scores as Joyce clears. He's played well tonight, I think. Luke Joyce been doing a lot of dirty work as Jake Taylor bundles into the back of I think it was Daniel Devine.
When you say Joyce has played well tonight, I think they've all played well.
Yeah, they have.
This is a good team effort, Matt. This is.
They have. There's real energy and determination about Vale this evening. Ismail tries to a little step over and drops the shoulder, but Montano stands up to it, puts the ball out for a throw. Kelvin Mellor comes across, another long throw by the home side. 1-0 to Port Vale on BBC Radio Stoke. We have played 35 minutes, so 10 to go of this first half. Kelvin Mellor with the long throw. Flicked on at the near post, out comes Brown and gathers that on his 6-yard line. A comfortable catch for the Port Vale goalkeeper.
Now there was a mismatch there, wasn't there, with Mellor and Joyce. Obviously Mellor was going to win the ball, which he did, but luckily for the Vale, Brown was alert to the second ball.
Brown with the clearance. Richards Everton underneath it, heads it down. Gibbons can't get there in a foot race ahead of Ote. It does win a throw in though, which Gibbons gets back from the supporters on the far side. He's about 15 yards inside the Bradford half, over on the far side of the field. Vale in their white and black tops, black and gold shorts and socks. They lead by a goal to 0, and you have to say thoroughly deserved, and could be more as well, as Vale try and come in again. Oh, that was a nice ball by Gibbons, just Amu wasn't quite alert to it, and then it's cleared by Bradford off Amu's shins, straight to the goalkeeper. Almost a shot, it looked like, towards goal. Yeah, it had power on it as well. You don't normally see those sort of ricochet deflections go with that much power and direction towards a goalkeeper, but that would have been a contender for comedy goal of the season had that gone in. Worrell just talking to Burgess where he wants the ball at his feet on his left foot, so he can get it down the line quicker for Bennett.
The fourth official's drawn the referee's attention to something. Yeah.
Oh, he's having
there's a yellow card coming out, is there?
A yellow card for
John Askey.
John Askey's not very happy with Graham Salisbury. I said to you, didn't I, that Graham Salisbury likes a yellow card. 9 games, 35 yellows. Well, 10 games now, 36 yellows, and it isn't to someone on the pitch. Richie Bennett can count himself a little bit lucky that he's not in the referee's notebook as yet, but John Askey is.
I'm seeing the other side of John Askey.
What's the other side of him? We can see the back of him from where we are.
I thought he was a quiet lad.
I wonder what's rattled him. He must be happy with his team performance. Maybe it's something that's been said by the Bradford bench, but
it is indeed. I think he's. I think Gary Bowley's upset him because he's been complaining vociferously about time wasting.
Bradford with a free kick, a couple of yards inside the Vale half. Diagonal ball out to the right, and Legg and Bennett both climb. Comes off one of them. I think it was Legg. And it's a Bradford throw in which Mellor will go across to take for another long throw. So up steps Richards Everton. That's a mouthful of a surname.
Now we haven't got the mismatch here because Bennett's taking marking Mellor.
No, Mellor's taking the throw.
Oh, sorry.
Mellor put the throw in, and it's Richards Everton that you're thinking's Mellor that goes inside the penalty area. But Vale are trying to break here. Montano won't get there though, I don't think, ahead of O'Connor. He doesn't. O'Connor mops the ball quite comfortably back to his goalkeeper. Cleared by O'Donnell, only as far as Montano. Montano dispossessed by Mellor, who has managed to sprint almost the length of the pitch, diagonally as well, to get back into that right back position as Joyce wins the ball. He's done so very well. Then he's brought down by Devine. The referee says free kick to Port Vale. The Bradford fans don't like it.
This is great. This is, yeah. But the more they grumble, you know that Port Vale are playing well.
Swansea 0, Brentford 2. Elsewhere tonight. And in our other featured matches, still 0-0. Crewe at home to Colchester, and Stoke away at Sheffield Wednesday. Crowd getting agitated because Montano, quite rightly and understandably, is taking his time over this free kick just in front of Gary Bowyer. Montano plays it along the ground to Taylor. Taylor through 2 Bradford players to Worrell, who takes it in his stride and comes forward out on the right. 2 players collide and slide into each other. Taylor with the right foot shot, blocked by the Bradford defence. Richards Everton 12 yards out. It was going towards goal. I'm not sure it would have tested the goalkeeper O'Donnell, but Vale are the ones asking the questions here at Valley Parade tonight.
They've really got the jitters at the back, haven't they?
Here they come again.
Yeah.
Burgess to Amu in between touchline and penalty area. Now in towards the 18-yard box. Tries to just stand the ball up, but good sliding challenge by the Bradford City defence. Gets the ball away, and Richards Everton hacks the ball high into the night sky of Yorkshire. It drops down. Vaughan misses it. There is Joyce again, who just running all over the place and trying to just cause as much problems as possible for that Bradford midfield. Gets it and clears, and it's helped along by James Gibbons. Picked up by Burgess. First time ball out to the right into the path of Amu now. Two needed penalties. Waitmans. Gibbons arrives, takes a touch, puts in a cross. Bennett's there, heads it towards goal. Tame header, but he got there first. Goalkeeper gathers. 1-0 to the Vale with 4.5 minutes remaining of the first half. Nathan Smith holding on to James Vaughan as the two players collide, but I think James Vaughan was backing into Smith as much as Smith was holding on.
Smith's loving this battle. This is his type of game.
Powerful header by Richards Everton from the Bradford City defence. Comes back towards him. He has to win it in the air again against Bennett. Picked up by Cook on the far side. Wood now gets it clear. There's Joyce again to Amu. Amu to Burgess. Those two have linked up nicely. Burgess to Smith. I'm sure John Askey will be saying to his team out there, look, with less than 4 minutes to go, just now keep your composure, stay calm, make the right decisions. It's all about game management. Don't do anything silly here, and you'll be going into the dressing room leading by a goal to nil, and absolutely 100% thoroughly deserved as well, as Smith, as the ball comes back towards him, just heads it on the volley back towards Scott Brown. So we have 3.5 minutes of the first half remaining.
Interesting, Matt, how much time the referee allows, because Gary Bowyer, again, arms outstretched. How much longer are Port Vale going to waste time?
I have to say this as well, Ray, that when you watch a team play this well, that we have seen, they've put, I can't think of them putting a foot wrong tonight, Port Vale, that how quickly does time go? I can't believe there's only less than 3 minutes of the first half remaining.
Well, sure you're enjoying yourself.
I'm really enjoying it, and I'm sure the Vale players would wish for the night to carry on like this. They're just knocking the ball around, and again Bradford can't get near them, chasing shadows. David Worrell on this near side looks up. That's perhaps just a little bit too strong for Amu, is it? No, Amu does well, just gets his right foot around it and puts it out for a throw. That was the best possible scenario from that situation. Bradford take the throw short and get it clear up towards the halfway line. Montano heads it down only to the chest of Ismail. Ismail controls, brings it down and finds O'Connor. We've got 2 minutes remaining. Ote to Akpan. He lays it off to the far side to, I think, Connor Wood, the fullback. He's giving it away, but Vale have got a bit of work to do. There was only Burgess making a run in front of Richie Bennett on the halfway line, so quite rightly Vale keep hold of the ball and just try and run the clock down a little bit as Amu clears forward in towards the Bradford penalty area, picked up by O'Donnell. He rolls it out. Mellor's now got it on this near side. Worrell comes across just to close the angle. Long ball forward down the centre by Mellor. Beaten in the air is Vaughan by Leon Legg. Picked up in the middle by Bradford, and Mellor takes over possession of the football. Runs across the centre circle. Strokes it out to the left to Wood. Wood now coming in field. Plays it back to Cook. Cook midway inside the Vale half just lofts the ball forward, and the referee has blown for a penalty to Bradford. A collision with Jake Taylor and Ismail, I think it is, inside the penalty area, and we said Vale have just got to be smart here, game management, and John Askey shaking his head inside the technical area. Can't quite believe it, because Vale have been in control here, and with a minute to go until half time, Bradford have got a chance from 12 yards out.
Well, I tell you what, if that's a penalty, it's also a red card.
Jake Taylor can't believe it. His arms are outstretched in front of him, looking to the referee as if to say, explain to me what actually happened there, ref. It looked like it was just a coming together. a coming together of players, as Vale have got a penalty here in a crucial moment of the match, and I'm just hearing that Stoke have gone 1-0 down at Hillsborough.
What's he going to do here? It's a red card, really, by the letter of the law.
Well, he's talking now to Jake Taylor. I'm not sure. I don't know how. It's a yellow card.
It's a yellow card.
I still can't quite understand how that is a penalty, but it is a penalty. And let's hope that Scott Brown can keep James Vaughan out here, because the clock ticks 45 minutes exactly. 2 minutes of time added on indicated. Up steps James Vaughan. Brown dives to his left, the ball in the back of the net, and Bradford, well, undeservedly so, get a leveller just before the break. It's Bradford 1, Port Vale 1.
I'm speechless, Matt, because I'd like to see the incident again before I make comment, because if it was a penalty, then I feel that Taylor's learnt a harsh lesson, a very, very harsh lesson there. You don't make contact when the guy is in front of you in the penalty area, clear on goal. If it wasn't a penalty, then I think the referee's a homer. Well,
Bradford 1, Port Vale 1 on BBC Radio Stoke. We are into time added on here. We've had 1 minute of the two that have been indicated. I just said I've enjoyed the first half so much. That's just left me a little bit flat, I have to say.
Of course it has. It's left a bitter taste in your mouth. I could understand it if it was a clear-cut decision and say, yes. I mean, we are what? 100 yards away?
Yeah.
I really need some explanation from the referee.
To me, it looked like two players getting in a tangle.
Yeah, but the
both
guy
brought
was
each other down.
The guy was in front of Taylor. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't as if they were side by side and he stuck a leg out. He was in front of Taylor. So he literally caught his heels and fell on top of him.
Well, that'll just change John Askey's team talk a little bit, and also Gary Bowyer's as well, the Bradford managers, as the two teams head towards the tunnel in the next 10 seconds, because that's all that's left by my watch here at Valley Parade. Dave Kevin and Gary Bowyer having a conversation. Looks friendly this time inside the technical area, and it's a throw-in for Port Vale, level with the edge of their own penalty area. So I'm sure when this goes, that will be the whistle. It isn't. The referee allows play to continue a little bit longer. Burgess with a challenge, doesn't get there. Montano puts in a challenge with Vaughan, who goes down so easily, like a sniper had shot him from the main stand, and there goes the half-time whistle.
going the way you are doing, pressuring the ball.
Bradford kick off this second half. They are going from right to left as we look at it from our commentary position. We had to do a little bit of jiggery-pokery when we arrived because technicals weren't in our favour, but we got it, and we are live with you, or kitchens, or we're at BBC Radio Stoke this evening, and we are right on the halfway line. The second tier up we are. Or are we on the... No, we're in the first. There's just a wall in front of us down there. Thought it was a wall all the way round. It isn't. As Bradford are in possession with Vaughan, but his touch is too strong and it's travelled out to the left and it's picked up by Worrell on the far side. He crosses the halfway line with a little bit of help now from Jake Taylor, who's on a yellow card. He goes to ground as the challenge comes in from behind on him, but he's won a corner here. So Vale, with their third corner of the match, with an opportunity, and they've had two great set pieces from corners in the first half, so let's hope they can get something here on target or into the back of the net early on in this second half.
Port Vale are complaining to the referee. You give a penalty in the penalty area, and that was just the same. A tackle from behind takes him down, takes the easy way out to give the corner, not a free kick.
So David Worrell will take this as a group, a collection, a huddle of players on the edge of the penalty area. In it comes towards the near post. Easy header away for James Vaughan, the Bradford captain, unchallenged, but it comes back in from Port Vale and it bounces once straight into the gloves of Richard O'Donnell, the Bradford goalkeeper, all in green. So Bradford going from right to left. Vale defending the huge stand away to our left. Scott Brown looks tiny, doesn't he, with that huge stand behind him, as the two tiers of Bradford supporters look down and will be hoping that they can see their team have a better second half than they did in the first 45 minutes. But John Askey couldn't really ask any more of his players from that first 45 minutes performance. Terrific by Port Vale. It's just gutting, really, that the penalty decision has gone against them, and it's 1-1. Because they thoroughly deserve to be in the lead in this match. 1-1 the scoreline though, so still plenty of football to play on BBC Radio Stoke Sports Night. 2.5 of the second half gone as the throw-in comes in. Headed down by Bennett, hooked away by Smith up towards the centre circle. Brought down by Bradford. And the claret and amber, is that what would you call their kit colours? Maroon and amber. A Moo on this near side.
Rhubarb and custard.
Rhubarb and custard. Foul on a Moo. Free kick for Port Vale. The Bradford fans don't like it. I don't know what they've got to argue about. They've just had a penalty, which wasn't a penalty. So wind your necks in. Free kick. A Moo challenged by two players. It's a chance for Scott Brown to clear for the Vale. Right on this near touchline. Mansfield 0, Salford City 1. Now the Bradford fans moaning that Scott Brown has brought the ball in 3 yards away from where the actual incident took place. He's played it along the ground. You don't see many goalkeepers pass out a free kick, which he has done. Joyce gets it off Gibbons. Joyce can't direct it into the path of Amu, and it's out for a Bradford throw-in on this near side.
Yeah, a bit of a heavy touch there from Joyce, wasn't it?
It was.
But it shows Vale's intention. I mean, Scott Brown, instead of lumping it into the penalty area, he plays a lovely ball down the wing to the feet of Amu there.
Well, the Port Vale fans on the opposite side of the ground, some of them are stood up in the back row. Plenty of them as well just sat around looking on. They'll be really, really pleased with what they've seen from their team tonight, and they'll just be hoping that they can go on and get another goal to get, or maybe more goals to get 3 points this evening. As we look out to the right of the open end of this stand, you can see the twinkling streetlights of the city of Bradford illuminated, and the scoreboard in the other corner directly opposite us to our right illuminating that corner, saying 1-1, 49.5 minutes played at Valley Parade, and Vale have got a throw-in on this near side. James Gibbons with the ball behind his head, just almost wrong foots David Amu as he takes it quickly, and Amu was just caught off guard, and Bradford come away on the break, and Leon Legg has just gone scything through James Vaughan, and this could be a yellow card for Leon Legg, but the referee doesn't seem to be paying Leon Legg any attention. He's more concerned with James Vaughan, who's down a few yards inside the Vale half, just outside the centre circle to the left of it, and a free kick for Bradford with the scoreline at 1 apiece. and 5 minutes of the second half gone on BBC Radio Stoke.
Out of interest, Matt, my scouting colleague behind me made 2 comments at half-time to me. One, James Vaughan's 37, you know, and the second was, this referee's useless, you know.
Were you able to reply with a mouthful of meat and potato pie? Ball in from the free kick, straight out for a goal kick. James Scott Brown will go together. Yeah, tucking into that you were.
Very nice.
Yeah.
A Bradford.
Don't say I don't do anything for you.
A pucker pie.
Goal kick, Blackpool 1, Wycombe Wanderers 1. And, well, Vale's defence split for this goal kick. Nathan Smith goes out to the left, Joyce drops down to the edge of the D, and Leon Legg moves out to the right. But now Joyce says, come on everyone, we're moving upfield, and Scott Brown's going to hit this long, on which he does towards the TL Dallas stand, and that does go high into the night sky. Headed forward by Richards Everton, but drops down for Burgess. He finds Gibbons, who takes a little touch, cuts inside, then out to the right to Amu down the line, but the ball just stops from finding Burgess on the overlap by the Bradford defence. It's poked out for a throw-in, which Gibbons will take, level with the edge of the Bradford penalty area. Burgess drops short. Gibbons loses for a moment his concentration and takes his eye off the ball. Then goes out for a Bradford throw. Just a little bit too lackadaisical there from James Gibbons. Southend 1, Doncaster Rovers 3, Carlisle 0, Northampton Town 1. Here it's 1-1 on BBC Radio Stoke. Matt Sandoz and former Port Vale striker Ray Williams, your commentary team. And as I said, don't forget Port Vale at home to Oldham this weekend, Stoke at Millwall, and Crew Alex at Forest Green on BBC Radio Stoke, as Bradford come on the counter-attack, well read by David Worrell as he gets in towards the penalty area and helps it along, but it's intercepted by Bradford. Cross comes in, comes off the back of Leon Legg. Vale have got themselves in a little bit of bother here. Corner to Bradford, their first of the second half, and then roar from the home end away to our left. A roar of expectation as they stand up to watch this Bradford City corner. Vale are going to have to defend for their lives in front of the home crowd here on BBC Radio Stoke. 1-1 the scoreline. In comes the corner, out swinger, it's deep. Keeper came, then stayed, and the header over and wide from Bradford.
It was a clear header as well, wasn't it, really? Unmarked.
I think he was stretching back a little bit, so was unable to get in on target.
I thought he should have done better, but no, we deserve a little bit of luck.
Absolutely. Oldham 1, Walsall 0. You have to think that in these scenarios, and you see it so often in football, that referees, when they give soft penalties, tend to even things up a little bit, don't they, through the course of the night. So we'll keep an eye on that here on BBC Radio Stoke as the ball comes in from the Bradford left, and I don't know if it whipped out of play and then came back in and hit the top of the crossbar, but it's gone out for a goal kick.
Yeah, Brown was comfortable that it was not going in the goal. It actually skimmed the crossbar, didn't it? And I'm just
out and curled back in.
I'm just looking at James Vaughan. He's not going to last.
Goal kick.
He's had some buffetings.
He has. He's been knocked around a little bit tonight by the two Port Vale centre halves. 8.5 minutes of the second half gone. 1-1. Scott Brown with a very long kick from the 6-yard line. Headed back by Bradford's defence, picked up by Burgess. Burgess prods it forward, it breaks for Amu. Amu does well, 2 around him, shields it and releases it to Gibbons, who's 5 yards over the halfway line on this near side. Joyce now to Gibbons, right on the touchline, clips a high ball over the top, one for Amu to chase. I don't think he'll get there though, as Richards Everton just manages to bring the ball under control. Easily identifiable out there, Richards Everton, with his really bright blue boots on. He must be, what, about 6'6", bright blue boots. Sticks out like a sore thumb out there, doesn't he? Easy for a commentator, that one. There he is again. Middle of the Bradford half. Out to the left to Wood. Wood forward to Akpan. Akpan dispossessed. Leon Legg to Joyce. Akpan closing down Joyce. Joyce manages to hold him off and find Leon Legg. Bit of running from Akpan as he goes sliding in on Leon Legg, and well, we saw Leon Legg with his silky moves at Macclesfield costing Port Vale a goal. He was again Franco Baresi-like there as Richie Bennett strikes the ball as it comes to him on the edge of the penalty area, but calm under pressure, Leon Legg, as Atpen went sliding in on the challenge. But a better tempo to this second half from the home side, and I'm sure that's the manager Gary Bowyer has directed them to do. But Bennett now putting pressure on the Bradford defence. It's with the goalkeeper O'Donnell. O'Donnell clears over the halfway line. Gibbons, little push on Vaughan, heads it forward, helped along by, I think that was Joyce that clipped it forward to the Bradford defence. But Bradford just trying to get the game under their control now as Worrell comes forward. He's brought down by Otey, and it's got to be a yellow card for Aramide Otey as the referee dips his right hand into his pocket of his shorts and shows the yellow card.
How the referee didn't see the push by Gibbons, heaven only knows, isn't it? I mean, that sums this referee up. I think he's
free kick taken quickly, ball in from the right, and Bennett is also, Legg is there as well. Legg heads it out towards this near touchline.
He took it off the head of Bennett there, I think.
He did. And Ismail gathers the ball and collects on this near side and runs in towards the centre circle. And the ball almost a little bit too short, and Montano almost pounced, but now he's out of position, and Bradford come forward, ball into the box. Legg sticks out his leg, shot comes in, saved by Brown. Legg heads it away, comes back to Akpan. Akpan shoots, blocked by the Vale inside the penalty area. A cry for handball from the home end behind Scott Brown's goal. Referee shakes his head. Vale desperate to get it away here. Bradford looking to turn the screw. 1-1 the score on BBC Radio Stoke. The roar of the home crowd welling on Bradford. Ismail on this near side. Vale defending stoutly here as the number 11 drags the ball across towards the 6-yard box, and it's come back towards him as if, I thought it had gone out for a corner, but it's obviously come back off him. I thought that was a corner. The referee points for a goal kick, but really, really good defending by Port Vale. But worryingly, Bradford have got their tails up. Oh, now what's the referee doing?
He's given a corner.
He's changed his mind.
It was a blatant corner, wasn't it?
It was a blatant corner. He pointed to a goal kick, but now he's decided, actually, yeah, I was probably wrong. So now a corner for Bradford, their first. The second of the second half, as it comes in onto this Bradford right, headed up in the air, and Vale scramble it clear. Richards Everton on the edge of the penalty area, dispossessed, and Leon Legg gets it away. Now can Vale break here? Worrell out to the left. Bennett's got a lot of running to do here if he is going to make any ground. Connor Wood scrambles the ball back to O'Donnell in the Bradford goal, but the atmosphere has been ratcheted up a couple of notches here by the Bantams fans, Ray Williams.
If ever a crowd could suck the ball into the net from behind the goal, it's this one, isn't it?
This will be a real test of Port Vale's mental strength and nerve this second half, because Bradford going towards their home supporters, who seem to have taken something in their bottle at half-time, because they've been silent in the first 45 minutes. Now, that's all you can hear.
I'm glad Scott Brown's experience, you know, because it's like David and Goliath, isn't it?
Vale just getting a little scrappy now, and I think Bradford have just got to them a little bit. 1-1 the scoreline.
I hope they're not intimidated by this crowd.
I hope not too. At the moment, they are standing up to the challenge. Bradford with the throw on the far side, getting it down on the ground now to Devine. Bradford win a corner in front of that huge wall of Bantam fans behind Scott Brown's goal. Almost quarter of an hour of the second half gone on BBC Radio Stoke. Vale back to the wall at the moment. Can they silence this home crowd once more? In comes the corner, it's put in with some pace. Brown right underneath his crossbar, palms it away, and the referee indicates it had gone out of play, swung back in. So a goal kick for Port Vale, and that has shut up the Bradford fans momentarily. 1-1.
I'm just watching this referee, and he's obviously looking for anything that he can award a decision on. Thankfully, he's favouring Port Vale at the moment, but there's so much argy-bargy going in the penalty area that I fear.
Oh, chance here
could
for
be it here.
Can Amu get on the end of this flicked on header by Bennett? He can't, cleared by Bradford for defence, but out of nothing, a long ball from Leon Legg from a short goal kick, flicked on by Bennett. Amu just tried to nip in between two or three Bradford defenders, but one just got the better of him and put it out. Corner to Port Vale, so their fourth corner of the match.
He was only inches away from that.
It wasn't far away.
It was typical Route 1 football, wasn't it?
Corner here, Worrell to take, down by the tunnel end of the ground, underneath the huge floodlight to his right.
Is he not that?
Well, he's not that. He's overhit that, and Amu can't keep it in play. So from what we saw in the first half, some excellent set pieces, some really well thought out training ground moves from the corners, to that one just overhit, too much on it. Maybe that's just a little bit of nerves, maybe just a little bit of pressure from what they're feeling. It's
hard to explain that, isn't it? He drilled it way over everybody. It went out and thrown on the far side.
1-1 scoreline on BBC Radio Stoke. Nathan Smith throws the ball back to Scott Brown, who is just having a breather for a moment, and just calming down the Vale players out there. And also, whilst he keeps an eye on the ball, it shuts the Bradford fans up behind him. Ball bounces, met by Mellor on the bounce, headed forward. Gibbons gets underneath it, clips it high up into the air, gets lost in the floodlights. Bennett tries to challenge for it, but doesn't beat O'Connor to the ball. But Vale now pressing towards the Bradford penalty area, and have they won a corner? No, goal kick. Jake Taylor unable to keep the ball in play over on the far side, but that's where the Vale need it a little bit more, because Bradford have started this second half very quickly and strongly, and Vale just need to try and keep the pressure up the other end of the field just a little bit.
We need to take the sting out of the game, don't we? And they're okay. I'm feeling okay at the moment.
Devine to Akpan, back to Mellor on the halfway line, right hand side, looking for Akpan, headed out by Joyce over on the far side of the field, and it's a Bradford throw midway inside the Vale half, taken to Akpan Shaw, back to the thrower, Akpan again, still midway inside the Vale half. Nowhere for him to go. Joyce closing the angles, but he's found a little way through here. Bradford now put the cross into the penalty area. Helped out by Taylor for a throw in. It was going for a corner. Taylor just flicks one round the corner, and it rolls a couple of inches past the corner flag and out for a Bradford throw. So Bradford fans again vocal as they see their team up close and personal right in front of the goal down below them. 1-1 the scoreline on BBC Radio Stoke. 0-0 Crewe and Colchester. 1-0 to Sheffield Wednesday at home to Stoke as the ball's up in the air, and it's come off, I think, leg, and out for a Bradford corner. Corner number 5 for the home side here at Valley Parade under the floodlights in Yorkshire. What a game we've had tonight. Vale dominating the first half, Bradford finding a few more gears in the second half. The game really has come alive. It could go anywhere in this game tonight as the corner comes in, clipped in, floated in, Brown underneath it, easy catch for him. Will he try and bowl it out quickly? Worrell's peeled away onto the left. Brown surveys the situation and goes, no, too risky. I'm going to roll it out underarm to Montano on the left, who now makes some long strides across the halfway line. Checked away he goes, but does well to find a little bit of space in field to Worrell. Worrell's got lots of time to run. I thought he maybe should have carried that ball a little bit further, but he's brought Gibbons into play. Now Gibbons has got Joyce for some support. Bradford have really dropped back to and retreated to the edge of their own penalty area. A move to Joyce. Joyce tries to fizz it in quickly to Worrell's feet on the right. Worrell sticks out his left boot. Cynical foul. Sees him in the referee's notebook. No arguments with that one, David Worrell. But it stops Bradford from getting away quickly.
Would you have done that?
What, brought him down?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Not there. I think
Vale had enough bodies
back.
He's in the Bradford penalty area. Why do it?
No, he's there. He's not in the Bradford penalty area. You mean the Bradford half?
Sorry, Bradford half.
Yeah.
Beg yours.
High ball from the goalkeeper, flicked on by Leon Legg into his own penalty area, and then cleared by Taylor up towards Bennett. Bennett does well under pressure, finds Burgess, who flicks it out quickly to Taylor. Taylor gives the ball away, and Burgess is giving chase inside the centre circle and just does enough to force Bradford back. The ball now eventually comes down the Bradford left. Vaughan does well to control and hold it up, and then Leon Legg gets him in a half Nelson, almost drags him to the floor, comes off his right boot and out for a Bradford corner. So the two of them, it was like a WWE match up there of, I don't know, let's kind of think someone like, I don't know, Cesaro against The Undertaker.
He's retired, The Undertaker.
I know, but I'm just, oh, Kane, let's go with someone big. Kane. Corner for Bradford, in swinger towards the near post, free header, and it's come out rather than in. I don't know if actually a Vale player who's got something on that. It might have been Montano, but
it must have been.
Akpan was there, came in like a freight train, and Montano, then give him some credit for that great defending for the makeshift left back tonight as the ball comes in once more. Brown should have given Legg a shout there. Brown had all the time in the world to tell Leon Legg that that's my ball, and Leon Legg's had to head it back out to Bradford, and Bradford have now got the ball. Do you agree, Ray?
Absolutely. Well, I said talk, didn't I? The ball was going nowhere. He could have let it run through for a goal kick or come and picked it up.
Did that at Leyton Orient, and they conceded off it as well in the dying moments of the second half, when Brown could have shouted and just given Leon Legg just to duck out and waste the time, but they've got away with it on that occasion, Port Vale, and Worrell has got it for the Valiants on this side of the field, right in front of us, down below, as Vale go from left to right. Joyce across the edge of the centre circle to Montano.
What's that?
Montano. I'm not sure what he's spotted down there, but I don't know if he thought Richie Bennett was making a run to Leeds, because that ball was driven in that hard. That is, I think, just gone towards the goal mouth at Ellen Road.
I'm absolutely amazed with that.
Goal kick for Bradford, 1-1.
Dear, what a shocker.
Goal kick taken, it goes straight out of play. Montano came to meet it, but decided he would just let it bounce and go out for a throw, which everyone can just calm down a little bit. I think maybe just one or two players getting a little jittery, a little bit edgy.
And you're quite right, because that's exactly how I'm beginning to feel now.
And me. It's tense. If I had some nails, they'd be chewed off by now, I think. Richards Everton. Oh, playing a risky ball into the centre circle, which James Gibbons came to meet very, very well.
He got a heavy touch on it though, didn't he?
Well,
if he'd have taken it in his stride, he was through.
He was, but nonetheless came to meet it, which John Askell were pleased about. Here's O'Connor for Bradford. On BBC Radio Stoke, 23 minutes of the second half has elapsed here.
And hasn't that flown by?
Oh, it has. Richards Everton again, stroking it across the edge of the centre circle inside the Bradford half. Richie Bennett just putting some pressure on O'Connor. O'Connor then plays a 20-yard ball along the floor to Otey. He finds Cook, back to Otey. 10 yards now inside the Vale half on the Bradford left. Infield now to the edge of the centre circle to Cook. Cook across the centre circle to the right to Mellor. Mellor forward 10 yards now out to Ishmael, who comes in field. 5 yards inside the Vale half. Vale pressing very, very well and forcing Bradford back in towards their own half. And that, you can hear the frustration from the Bradford fans. They wanted them to try and penetrate the Vale midfield and defence, but the Vale was saying, no, you shall not pass. John Askey will like that. Just a reminder of the news today that Boris Johnson has lost a vote on his Brexit bill timetable by 322 votes to 308, as Bradford have it now around the edge of the penalty area. They're into the penalty area. Ball cut back, cleared off the line by Legg, headed out towards the right of the penalty area by Joyce, hooked away by Worrell. Throw in for Bradford. Leon Legg, right place, right time, Ray Williams.
Absolutely, yeah. There was a Montano's having a bit of a struggle at the moment in getting his geography right, and we certainly have a weakness down there.
Just shot coming in from gathered by Scott Brown, and he will clear for the Vale.
I tell you what's happened now, you see, Worrell's coming over onto the right hand side, and all of a sudden he's got Montano and Amu in front of him. Now Montano's not a regular left back, although he's played there a lot. He's probably never played with
Taylor's going to shoot here. He has done. It's a daisy cutter goal kick.
Yeah, he's not played with Amu in front of him. You know, we've said in the past Amu's not best defensive wide player at all, and I think that's why the confusion arose.
Dave Kevin's got the tactics clipboard out down below, and he's talking to someone. I think there's going to be a change very shortly, Ray Williams, so keep an eye on the Vale dugout down below us as we see some movements here at Valley Parade from a Vale point of view. So it looks like the first change of the evening is going to go to the visitors. 1-1 the scoreline on BBC Radio Stoke.
I've got a feeling it'll either be Worrell or Taylor. Got a feeling.
Nice football by Bradford, working it down the Vale right. Nice work towards the corner flag as Wood gets in the cross, cleared by Taylor, picked up by Bennett. Bennett, I think, thought it come off his right foot, but he's done well to win a throw in with Vale under pressure. 1-1, and we still are waiting for the change from the Vale bench. Bennett this time flicks the ball back towards his own defence. Leon Legg heads it clear, picked up by Ismail. Ismail takes on Gibbons and Worrell. Worrell does well to help his full-back out and puts the ball out for a Bradford throw level with the edge of the Port Vale penalty area. They were going to take it quickly, but they've decided to wait for Kelvin Mellor to come across to whip in a catapult of a long throw, almost of the medieval type.
Will Atkinson is going to come on.
Where the slingshot pulled right back and then releases, and towards the near post, flicked on by Richards Everton, away by Amu, picked up by Bradford once more. The Bantams looking here to try and take the lead, the first time in the match as they switch the play out to the right. Montano challenges in the air, it bounces. I'm not sure if it'll be kept in play by O'Connor on the far side as two players, one of which is Worrell, collides, and the ball goes out for a Port Vale throw-in, level with the edge of the 18-yard backs on the far side. And as you said, Will Atkinson is coming on and Scott Burgess is coming off.
Well, he hasn't played regularly, has he? That's a bit of a surprise to me. I think he's been Port Vale's best midfield player, actually.
Burgess?
Yeah, I do. I've not seen a lot of him and I've been quite impressed.
Well, comes Will Atkinson.
What a surprising round of applause from the Bradford.
He's obviously
people
here.
In front of him.
He was obviously here.
Of course he was, wasn't he? No, was he?
Well, I know he's at Hull. I'll double check that for you.
No, yes, you're right.
I thought he was.
Yes.
Yeah, he was here. On a loan and a free transfer. A loan initially with a free transfer. Gibbons under a bit of pressure, clears the ball on the run, flicked on by Amu, and Will Atkinson straight into the fold on the halfway line, putting some pressure on Callum Cook. As you can just see here, the line has moved. Vale defensive line has stepped back 5 yards, and they're defending 5 yards deeper into their own 18-yard box, aren't they? They conceded a corner here.
Well, that invariably happens when you're under pressure like that as defence. The natural thing is to drop deeper and deeper and deeper to defend your goalkeeper and your lines.
So 7 corners to the home side. We have 29 minutes gone of the second half. Plenty of football still to come as the ball is whipped into the near post, headed away by Montano, volleyed in from Bradford. Richards Everton it was, blocked by the Vale. He goes to meet the clearance, the Bradford defender, and Montano now just manages to win a throw. I thought for a moment he dwelt on the ball a little bit too long and almost got caught.
He likes a touch, doesn't he, on the ball? Yeah. In wrong areas.
Yeah. But he's done all right, to be fair, tonight, Christian Montano. He's not done too badly. First half, a few
by
slips.
And large, he's done okay, but it's always an accident waiting to happen for me.
Well, he is, but he hasn't done any accidents tonight so far. credit where it's due. A makeshift left back. It's not his natural position, and he's doing okay. Foul on ball. Free kick for Bradford. 15 yards inside the Vale half, left of centre.
Totally unnecessary by Legg. A man of his experience, he was going nowhere with the ball, and now we've got to defend a free kick, and we've fallen asleep doing it.
Ball whipped in from Bradford, came off the back of David Worrell, who went to meet it. Bradford again switching the play out to the right this time on the edge of the Vale penalty area. Taylor's there to win it, but then just showed a little bit too much of it on the far side to Bennett, but he's lucky enough to get it back. And then he concedes a throw-in to Bradford midway inside the Port Vale half. Vale have struggled to get out of their own half in the second 45 minutes here, Ray.
All the team ethic has disappeared, hasn't it? And like you say, we are struggling and we're defending deeper and deeper.
But I think that's down to the
pressure of the Bradford.
Well, it is.
Well,
Bradford, the penalty late on changed the momentum. Here comes a deep cross towards the back post, taken off the head of Atay by James Gibbons, and that was really, really good defending by the fullback. Had to be there.
Exactly. He had to make contact, no matter where it went.
Corner taken short as well. Gibbons sprints across to close down the short corner. In comes the cross. Vale defending desperately. Header away by Amu, all the way up towards the centre circle. So Vale start to push out as a team, and now Will Atkinson's there. He says, come on, move out everybody. We're giving him too much respect. We're defending too deep. High ball in, drops down his leg, heads it clear on the edge of the Vale penalty area. Richie Bennett's there this time to make a last-ditch tackle. Then there's a late foul by Richard Everton on Worrell, and that could be a red card. It was very, very late by Richards Everton, and the referee is going across. Richard Everton very clearly knows he's putting a late challenge because he's gone across to Worrell to see if he's okay, but it was very late by the Bradford centre half. The referee now just shows a yellow. It's desperate stuff at the moment, Ray.
Well, it is. It's heart in mouth, isn't it? Chest pumping.
13 minutes to go of this second half on BBC Radio Stoke.
I'll say it again, that the time has flown, hasn't it? We deserve at least a point in this game, Matt. I know they've put the pressure on second half, but the way the game has unfolded, most definitely.
Oh, it'd be a travesty if Vale don't get anything from this game.
Yes.
Scott Brown wants to take this goal kick.
But our record isn't good, is it, of conceding goals in the last 5 minutes? Go on, Brownie, waste some time,
Brownie is a...
Game management, something that Vale need to learn, in my view.
Well, Vale have taken the lead in their last 2 away games, Leyton Orient and Macclesfield. Make this the 3rd away game that they've taken the lead, but haven't won either of their previous 2.
No.
Can they find a winner here at Valley Parade as the ball is hit forward very quickly by Richard O'Donnell, and to meet it on the bounce is Scott Brown on the edge of his own penalty area. Montano to the halfway line to Taylor.
You can't do that.
And Taylor is apt to pick himself up and track back now as Bradford come forward, middle of the Vale half, with Akpan out to the left to Wood. Wood with the time to put in a cross towards the back post. Morn to meet it! Oh, I'm not sure what he was doing there. It was a shot come cross. It went along the 6-yard box and Vale get it clear for a corner.
I'm sorry to say, Matt, that Taylor's showing so much immaturity, so much naivety in this game. It's not true. You can't take a player on in those sort of areas.
Well, come on City is the chant from the Bradford fans. In comes the corner towards the back post, headed across goal, cleared away by Joyce, and volley clear on the edge of the penalty area by David Amu. It is a real battle now, the battle of Bradford for the Vale.
I think we're leading a charmed life at the moment, Matt.
Well, I can't think of a chance for the Vale in this second half. It has been all Bradford, just as much in the first half it was all Port Vale. But you do wonder, can Vale continue to defend so resolutely as they are? Bradford on the halfway line, now crossing the centre circle. Vale have got everyone back bar Richie Bennett. Here comes Cook on his right foot, thought about pulling the trigger. O'Tay to Cook. Cook out to the left, level with the edge of the Vale penalty area. Fizzes that ball into the feet of Wood, and actually it's Ismail down here. And he couldn't control into Vale throw-in level with the edge of the 18-yard box. James Gibbons has the ball in hand. 1-1 on BBC Radio Stoke. Port Vale at home to Oldham live this weekend on Sport on Saturday. Make sure you join us from 2 o'clock for all the team news and coverage. Vale try and break. Amu heads it out. Tried to head it on, but couldn't quite direct the header. It's a throw into Bradford on this near side. Vale fans looking on from over on the far side of the field. I'm sure they will be pleased with their team's performance tonight, but maybe now just getting a little edgy, a little nervy, that Bradford are starting to really ask some questions of Port Vale. Now Montano's picked the ball up and then giving it away. Cheap pass straight into the feet of Cook. Cook then gives it away. We're seeing some real error-strewn football at the moment from both sides, but Vale have put it out. Montano making amends for his really poor pass, puts it out for a Bradford throw-in. Wood wants to take it, waits for some support, now delivers it, gets it back, finds Ismail, who turns Gibbons and heads towards the byline, sits up a high ball towards the back post, and there's Brown to gather it. Thought about bowling it out quickly to Atkinson, who'd made a charge down the left, but Scott Brown thinks better of his decision of a quick release to hold on to it and kill some momentum out of the game for the home side. Bradford 1-1. The scoreline. Matt Sandoz and Ray Williams, your commentary team on DAB Digital Radio. Thank you for your company tonight. I hope you've enjoyed the game. Still time maybe for a Vale winner here at Valley Parade. Header by leg, there's a player down. Trying to see who that is. Is that Richie Bennett?
He's claiming a kick in the head.
Yeah, Richie Bennett's
There was a high boot in there somewhere.
He's up on his feet. But took a whack to the noggin.
This evening, winner of the man of the match's match one shirt, all £100 in cash is ticket number 09376. 09.
Does John Askey think about making any changes?
Well,
I know he's made one, but does he think about anything else?
I was going to make that comment. He got a bit of stick, you know, on Saturday for making his substitutions too late. And we're at the stage of the game where you just wonder, you know, stick or twist. We're doing okay, we're hanging on, we've got a pattern. Okay, we're under the cosh, but do I settle for a draw? I don't think he can set out to win this game now. We've just got to keep the point that we've deserved. Now, so what's he going to do? He's brought Atkinson on. I don't know, who else on the bench has he got?
Archer, Brisley, Callum Evans, Reece Brown,
Brisley,
Tom Pope.
Yeah, he's not...
It's a case of hold what we have.
Yes, yeah, I don't think he's got anyone on that bench now to fill the void of, you know, defending.
7 minutes to go. Do they hold what they have, or do they stick or twist?
He could probably take someone like a Moo off and then, you know, put another body in the midfield area.
Montano on the far side, crossing the halfway line. He's got plenty of company over there, and he's managed to shake off 2 Bradford players on his route down that left touchline. Ball driven in crossfield out to the right. Good ball that is as well. Controlled by Amu, drives in the cross, headed away by the Bradford defence. And I have to say, in the first time in this second half, that is the real first opportunity that Vale have caused some problems in that Bradford penalty area.
There was a little bit of intent there, wasn't there? But again, like I say, there was nobody. Once the ball was cleared, there was nobody coming onto it from Port Vale.
Bradford now at the other end of the field. Little slip.
Oh, you lucky boy.
He's got away with it. Bradford now in towards the Vale 18-yard box. Cross comes in and headed over the crossbar by, I think, O'Tay, but Vaughan was there, completely unmarked. And if he'd have left it, I think Vaughan would have had a tap in to make it 2-1. But as it is, 1-1 Vale goal kick with just over 5 minutes to go, Ray Williams.
It's going to be a very, very nervy 5 minutes. I don't think the referee's going to allow much injury time. There's been no significant time wasting for me in this second half. So
Vale haven't won at Bradford in their last 4 visits here. Their last win was a 1-0 win in 2010 when Tom Pope scored in the first half. So 9 years ago since their last win here, but tonight it is 1-1 at the moment as Bradford go on the attack now with Ismail. He's been forced out towards this byline by Gibbons in between touchline and penalty area. Ball back to Wood, cross comes in, leg puts in a block, not really cleared very well by him, and then there's a high boot from Taylor. And Taylor's got to be careful here, he's on a yellow card. And now there's a coming together of Bradford and Vale players, which are just being separated now. And the referee, I'm sure, being told by the Bradford players that Jake Taylor's on a yellow card, but don't like to see that. Get on with the game. You know, how long have we got left? 4.5 minutes. Free kick for Bradford. Referee just show a bit of common sense here.
There's obviously a lot of tension out there, isn't there, on both sides, really. But again, I just point at James Taylor's naivety. You know, would you have put your boot up that high?
Well, I don't know. Probably. You don't know what's. You just in the rush of blood.
I think he's got to lead with his head there rather than his boot.
Ideally. Free kick. Still, there is some discussions being had over this set piece. David Worrell's pointing to the ball to say it's not there. It's a little bit further back. But Vale have just got to concentrate here. You know, we've got less than 4 minutes to go. This is about 30 yards out, something like that, maybe between 25 and 30 yards out, left of centre. Ismail's over it. So is Ote. And all Vale have got to do is concentrate on keeping this ball out. 5 men in the Vale wall. Bradford fans are up on their feet behind Scott Brown's goal. Referee pacing out 10 yards from the Vale wall. David Worrell's just peeled away from the edge of the wall, and I think he's going to have a run at this free kick. Tension building at Valley Parade with time ticking. Ball laid off for Ismail, he strikes the shot. Parried off the chest of Brown, he couldn't quite hold on to it. Stung him as it came through the wall, and Vale get it clear, and Montano should get some distance on this. Oh, he hasn't done. He's drilled it straight into the onrushing Bradford player, and then I thought he'd watched it out for a corner. Then he's clattered into a Bradford player. Play continues. Montano has it. Montano finds Will Atkinson. The referee stops play because I'm trying to see who it might be down. I just can't quite see who it is down on the edge of the Vale penalty area. It's a Bradford player who I think took one right in the face from Christian Montano's clearance. So stoppage here late on in the second half with 2.5 minutes remaining, Greg.
I don't mind saying that was the most ridiculous pattern of play football I've seen in a long time, wasn't it? First of all, you had the venomous shot, and it was straight in the breadbasket, wasn't he, Brown? But he saw fit to just get his body behind it and parry it away, knock it away. And then you got Montano on the touchline trying to go on amazing, losing possession, and
it was like when you watch, you know, when you'd watch like a school football match and the fullback has it and wants to take everybody on. That was like Montano there on the edge of his own penalty. He got away with it, to be fair.
Yeah, but
he's a ricket in him though, as you said.
How long can he go getting away with it?
Well, as long as he gets away with it for the next 90 seconds plus time
we don't
added
mind
on,
today.
We don't. And that is what is left on BBC Radio Stoke Sport tonight. Matt Sandoz and Ray Williams, your commentary team at Valley Parade. Thank you for your company. Is there late drama still to come? Do stay with us. Praise and grumble on the full-time whistle. Reaction as well to come from John Askey as we are into the last minute of normal time.
Yeah, Matt, let me ask you a question then now. We're nearly up, 90 minutes. Do Bradford look like a second in the table side?
It's hard to say, the league's that poor. I'd say second half, they look like a good, strong top half side. It's a promotion chasing team, yes.
Second
I'd
half,
say yes, they would, yeah.
But over 90 minutes, so Port Vale have put in an excellent performance.
Yes.
If these are a challenging side and Port Vale have held them over 90 minutes,
there's no
game of two halves,
that.
I think that's...
there's no disputing that. This comes back to your expectations earlier on, doesn't it, our conversation?
Don't let's go down there again, no. But I just feel as though Port Vale have displayed tonight, dare I say, a Jekyll and Hyde performance over the season. I'm talking about
over
games.
The season, yes.
I watched Saturday. Oh gosh.
When they are good, they are good.
I was really
when they
glad
are bad, they're awful.
I was really glad to watch Come Dancing when I went home on Saturday after Saturday's game. This has been brilliant for me.
90 minutes are up. We're just going to see what the
5
minutes. Where have they got 5 minutes from? So we're into 5 minutes of time added on. Can't quite see where that's come from. But that is where we're at. 5 minutes. So maybe something can happen for either side here at Valley Parade as Bradford come forward, looking for it to be them as Otey in the penalty area. Brown comes out, smothers it 6 yards out. As good goalkeeping by Vale's number 1, but danger certainly not over as Bradford look to get the cross in. It does come across in from the Bradford left, headed away by the Vale defence. Worrell trying to get underneath it. Calvin Mellor shielding the ball over on the far side, being forced back though by David Worrell. 4.5 minutes of the 5 remaining. Ball in the centre circle now inside the Vale half. Here's Wood. Wood's giving it away. Now if Vale can break here with Bennett, they've got a 3-on-4 situation here. Bennett heading towards the edge of the penalty area. Still going, Bennett. O'Connor with him for company. Can't release the ball though. Too many players around him. Taylor links up nicely with Atkinson on the far side. And it's a free kick for Port Vale. Now this has got to be a good free kick. It's level with the edge of the penalty area. Vale have had very few chances. Any chances they've had in the second half have been limited to, well, I can't even think crosses in the box. I can only think of one cross that's come into the box for Vale, and that was around about 10 minutes ago from David Amu. So Vale have got a chance here, deep into stoppage time, to nick it. Richie Bennett stood on the penalty spot. David Amu with him. Jake Taylor's in there. Nathan Smith, Leon Legg bouncing around as the ball comes in towards the 6-yard line, headed away by the Bradford defence. It won't be met by Joyce. Bradford pick it up, and now Otey has got a bit of green grass to run into, but he's being stopped in his tracks on this near side by Atkinson. Otey finds Cook. Cook switches the play out to the left, but it's intercepted by Worrell. Again, 4-on-4 here. It's opening up in the last few minutes of time added on. Bennett to the left to Worrell in front of the Vale supporters. What can Worrell do here? Drags it to the byline, digs out across. Bennett rises in the air, headed away from him, falls to Atkinson on the edge of the penalty area. It's laid back to Atkinson. Atkinson with a late goal! Will Atkinson against his former club, 6 yards out, has just sent the Vale fans into delirium on the far side, and it is nothing more than they deserve tonight against promotion chasing Bradford. Port Vale have just got the 3 points. Bradford 1, Port Vale 2.
Oh my word, Matt, you described that absolutely fantastic. But in all honesty, I wanted Bennett to go to the corner flag, stand on the ball and go for the point. We get the crossing, and there was mayhem, wasn't there, in the Bradford penalty area. They really panicked. They did a Port Vale. Normally it's us that panic in situations like that, and it fell so kindly to Bennett, and again he held the ball up well, worked it, and I think accidentally it fell to Will Atkinson. Couldn't believe it. 6 yards out, middle of goal, lashed it in the top corner. How's your throat, pal?
Oh, football's exhausting. Football is exhausting. This game has had it all tonight. It's had everything. And we've got 90 seconds remaining, and Bradford are making a change. And Danny Devine has just gone off, and Cody O'Connor has just come on. And I tell you what, Ray, I'm shaking here.
Why?
I don't know, just adrenaline.
Terrific.
Adrenaline. Terrific. Oh, the restart has just got underway, and Vale have got the ball again with Worrell. He's chasing this one down and putting pressure on O'Connor, and the ball back to Richard O'Donnell in the Bradford goal. Vale leading by 2-1, and John Askey will be, he doesn't look it at the moment, but he will be buzzing inside like those Vale fans over on the far side of the field. A penalty to Colchester late on in the game at Crewe. We'll bring you up to date with the developments there. And now's a chance for Bradford inside the penalty area, and hacked away by Leon Legg. 30 seconds of the 5 minutes we've had for time added on remaining, and Vale are going to make a substitution just to run the clock down, but the referee's not allowing it to happen. Now he is. He's spotted his official on this near side with the flag up.
Now he's sending on a centre half in Brisley. Just go and stand yourself on the penalty spot.
Head it, kick it, head it, kick it.
Yeah.
What a 3 points this is going to be if they hold on. By my watch, the 5 minutes are up. We couldn't believe there was 5 minutes of time added on. We're delighted now that there was.
No, it's set for format.
Yeah, can we have 4? And no rush here as Jake Taylor walks off. Will Jääskeläinen saved the penalty for Crewe, so...
and we aren't off doing Crewe a favour tonight, are we?
Oh, yeah, they'll be buzzing.
Oh, dear.
0-0 the scoreline at Gresty Road, Crewe 0, Colchester 0, and I presume still Stoke City trailing by a goal to Sheffield Wednesday. In comes the long throw from Calvin Mellor. The time is up by my watch. It's just added on time by what the referee is including on here.
Oh,
ball back out to Calvin Mellor. Cross comes in, headed in at the far post, and it's just gone wide, but the referee is getting berated by Scott Brown because he should have blown the whistle much earlier, because there's a player down, as you said quite rightly, clash of heads, and if there is a head injury you've got to stop the play, and the referee allowed play to continue with Bradford, and if they'd have scored there, there'd have had to have been big questions about the refereeing, but the referee has got away with this as there's some treatment for the Vale player down inside the penalty area, and we have played 6 minutes of 5 that should have been added on. We're into the 6th minute now, and Leon Legg just having a word with the referee about that.
Those are the Vale fans over there, aren't they?
Yep.
The acoustics of this ground, I can hear the Vale fans down there.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
They're everywhere tonight, Ray.
Yeah.
They're everywhere, dancing in the streets of Bradford.
Oh no, Bursland, come on, let's...
Everywhere.
Oh yeah,
they're everywhere.
Too late.
You can hear them. Well, they are all up on their feet. Every Vale fan is up on their feet on the far side of the ground. There is a PVFC flag as well being held aloft with immense pride tonight. This has got to be it from this goal kick. The referee now coming across to the technical area once again, and he's showing a yellow card. The 4th official is pointing into the Vale dugout, and we don't know who that is. We'll get some confirmation about it, but there's a yellow card shown to somebody on the Vale bench. We don't know who, because we can't see, because the dugout is obscuring our view. But come on, referee. 7 minutes we played of the 5. Scott Brown has the ball just tucked underneath his left arm as he waits to take this goal kick now. Puts it down. When this flies over the halfway line, the Vale fans will fly up into the air in celebration. Scott Brown waits a few more seconds, pulls his sleeves up, now clears a long high ball. James Gibbons is now back on the field. Ball goes out of play on the far side for a Bradford throw. How much longer, Ray Williams, have we got? 8 minutes of time now added on here at Bally Parade. Vale leading by 2 goals to 1. The referee has a look at his watch, doesn't blow his whistle. Bradford have it inside their own half. Only Richie Bennett up front for the Vale. Ball goes deep, headed away by the Vale defence. Flicked on by Atkinson, prodded up in the air by Bradford. Nathan Smith heads it out towards the far side at the expense, does he, of a corner? No. Montano hacks it out over on the far side for a throw in midway. Oh no, it's not in midway, it's further forward. And there goes the full-time whistle. Vale fans celebrate. Port Vale have been brilliant tonight. Superb display away from home. Dave Kevin, John Askey and everyone on the bench embrace. Is the referee actually? No, everyone's back. Everyone's back. What's going on, Ray? Throw comes in, high up in the air, flicked on by Atkinson. Wilkinson, and Bennett's in there as well. Smith gets it clear. The players have had to go back to the dugout. They were on the pitch, the substitutes celebrating, but the celebrations have had to stop for a moment as Richie Bennett steps in on the far side to put it out for a throw into Bradford. What on earth is going on? 9 minutes of time added on out of 5. Where has the referee got that from? As the cross comes in, Leon Legg heads it, chases his own clearance to this near side. Vaughan goes down. Referee blows the whistle eventually.